What's a bee?
Also, for a change, apply changes. So, if I anything in Power Query, if I save it, if you want to apply the changes or cancel the changes. You get it?
Yeah, Ben is out here. Mo rò pé máa ó tún wọ́n dá mi padà síbẹ̀. Mo rò pé máa.
Velocity Power Query. If I click here, apply changes. Ó máa apply ẹ̀ sí ọ̀hún bẹ́ẹ̀ anyway.
Ó kàn ń dún ni, ó ń dún gbàùngbàùn.
Kò move àbí?
Irọ́, kò click.
Try láti close it. Àbí kò ṣe control to delete.
Yẹn mọ̀ tán. Kí wà nínú ẹ̀ báyìí?
Control to delete ò ṣe.
Ó fẹ́ lọ́ọ̀kì screen.
Ẹ wá mú task manager. No, ẹ mú task manager.
Okay.
Ẹ máa click lórí Power BI, ẹ máa close it. Wọ́n ti gbé Power BI wá, ẹ máa close it. So, òun number 1, I think.
Ilé àbẹ̀.
Yeah. End task. So that's how to force shut down any application.
Okay.
When you open it again, bye.
Ẹ̀wọ̀, ẹ ṣé gan ni jàre. Ẹ má mà bínú Mr. K, ẹ dákun.
You need to get the Windows system.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, reason gbogbo eléyìí tí ẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi yìí gan-an ó jẹ́ kí n wà so frustrated pẹ̀lú máàkì àdáradá yìí.
Okay. Yeah. So téèyàn bá shut down, àbí tí kọ̀m̀pútà bá kú téèyàn ò tí save Power BI, ó máa ń ṣe auto recovery fúnra ẹ̀.
Okay.
I think that's what that is about. Mi ò lo Apple product kankan rí o àti iPhone àti kọ̀ǹpútà ni.
Lóòótọ́. So ó yà kó ti wà ó ti ṣe ń sìn.
Ok. So report tẹ ti build ó yẹ kó show rẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ yẹn.
Bóyá mo tiẹ̀ ti close gbogbo ẹ̀ ní ọ̀sán ẹjẹ́ ń bí mo ti máa rí previous kíní.
Ẹ lè rí mọ́.
Nígbà tí mo ti close
Unless tẹ bá ti save ẹ̀ síbi folder kan ṣe ti save ẹ̀ anywhere lórí kọ̀ǹpútà yìí.
Rárá, lórí desktop rárá.
So tẹ bá save ẹ̀ lè rí mọ́ since tẹ ti close everything. Ẹ wá mú blank report ní báyẹn.
Okay.
Ṣe wá so data àwọn data méjì kan wà tí mo send sí yín. Àwọn data méjì tí wà tí mo send sí yín. Global Superstore 2016. Ẹ import yẹn.
Okay. Ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni other people returns àbí?
Máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mẹ́ta yẹ.
Okay.
Load it, close and apply. So eléyìí tó ẹ ṣàfikalẹ̀ normally ó yẹ kó ṣe fúnra ẹ ní. Lọ́dọ̀ yẹ kó ṣe nìyẹn. Ẹ̀rọ ẹ̀yọ̀ kan tó ló wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ẹ ignore ẹ close ẹ. Ẹ
Okay.
close ẹ má view ẹ. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
ṣé bí náà ni àbí?
So yeah, that's fine. I hope we can move fast today. Early stop láti ṣe.
Okay.
Getting this screen right.
Ní ó kù díẹ̀ kí ní
Báyìí nǹkan.
okay, ó ti ń come up.
Okay.
Yeah, mo ti ń rí.
So I guess a ti ṣe ọgbà mi léyìí. So yeah, I think this is the key thing. Ẹ ti ní data set báyìí. Yeah, one key thing we want to look at is working with a data set. And it's involve importing data into the data view, the table by the right, so which shows on the visualization or report screen, and then we check the data in the table view, where we are able to see that we are able to see the rows and columns, and we check the relationship of model. We have not gotten to that stage. This number 3, number 4, and number 5 are together. It's borders on data modeling and relationship. So, and what they do basically is organizing data into structures, trying to put certain data in certain tables. So, for example, while they need one fact table, you know, table láti and sort tó difficult láti import láti web yẹn.
Okay.
So, for example, it might contain like 20 or 30 columns and maybe 1,000 rows. If it's, for example, a sales table, so okay, while we sales table here, only customer ID, order ID, customer name, customer country, customer city, customer state, customer city, location ID, profit, sales, customer address, a lot of columns, order dates, and etc. Sales rep. Again, I put what you mention and see. That makes that table a fact table indeed. But it looks like too much entity in a single table. So data modeling says we can restructure these tables into different mini tables. Our fact table will remain having our key columns. For example, sales, order, quantity, profit, discount, and etc. Our important numeric values, KPI. Then things like Or they move customer name, customer address, customer ID. Those columns, take them out to go and create another column, another table entirely. I get.
Okay.
You create another table entirely from that. And then that can then become your dimension customer table. So dream customer. You understand? So we have restored the data. So it's data modeling is how data are stored into tables, how they are organized, their structures. So we have now restored or reorganized that data to say we have a deemed customer, and then alimu date not jadi, then we have a deemed date, maybe other dates. Then we can also bring location, deemed location, for example, uh, country, state, city, location ID, and another type in location. So that way, um, the fact table is not the only table we have, especially it becomes inefficient. Taban filter, so taba build report, taba filter, for example, uh, country or city or state as a slicer. So it is not very professional to be using the column from the fact table itself. So it's good to go and use a column from the dimension table that's separate here.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is data modeling. And relationship is now but she join dim customer at the fact table to contain everything papọ̀ again. But she join papọ̀ only relationship. So that is that is data modeling and relationship. So once that is done, we can go back to our reports pane to start bringing the tools together. So I like this code. The purpose of visualization is insight, not pictures. Now sometimes I repair on me one shade dashboard, you'll find one shade report, you'll find, but then you see that it's lacking in details or lacking in main insight. So it's not, I mean, it's good to have good visual appealing, but that's not the end goal of that report.
Okay.
So today we'll be looking at visual and chart selection factors. So why tẹ́ ṣe design láti lo table? Why tẹ́ ṣe design láti lo kí ló ń jẹ́? Tẹ́ ṣe design láti lo column chart or pie chart. So people don't just decide to use any of those. You have to select them based on, are you comparing? Are you showing trend? Some sort of composition, distribution over time. They are very important. So, and they also help you to do better or proper data storytelling. So storytelling is about your ability to use the right visual to show the right insight. We look at how we can format our visual. Yeah, data modeling itself, I'm not sure we'll be able to touch it today. It's a class on itself. Introduction to DAX and measure, we can do this also. So we are probably just going to do 1, 2, 5. So Mufelo, I think I have the same table as you have there too. Others people return. Okay. So let's assume table meta, table money. So we already navigated all of this. We know what we are looking at. So why do we select whatever kind of chart we are selecting? The major ones that we use most of the time, and that you see on most charts, you will probably see bar and column chart, you will see table, you will see line charts, sometimes star column charts, donut or pie charts. Sometimes you see bubble as well. Scatter plot is not that very much in most descriptive analysis. Not that much. Even histogram and box plots are not that much in descriptive analysis, which is what we do 80% of the time as data analysts, right? So, what you see when you are comparing. So, for example, we want to look at sales by continent. Our best bet is to use a bar or column chart, and this shows side by side what Europe return for us, what US and Canada return, and etc. Sometimes you can use table as well, which uh, is sort of straightforward. When we are comparing, anytime you are, so nobody will say, want you to compare sales by, no. They will just say, we want to track our sales and profit across different continents or across different regions. That will be what your requirement meeting will be. So, like I said, when you want to start building at first, the first thing you do is have a business requirement meeting, business gathering, requirement gathering meeting with stakeholders. So during that session, you get what they expect from the task they are about to give you. So they don't understand your tool. They will just talk casually. Àwọn kan máa sọ̀rọ̀ níbi pé wọ́n ní conversation pẹ̀lú yín. So
Okay.
it is your job to translate that conversation into their expectation. So, and that is where communication skill becomes important. Your listening skill, your communication skill. You'll see most of the data analysis role that you see, you only see ability to translate requirements or stakeholders' requirements, ability to manage stakeholders. That's also part of it. Manage them, translate their requirements, engage them, let them understand your priority, and etc. So after that, all phase is over. You then look at, okay, what are we doing? Which chart are we using? That is completely up to you. So, but you will always know when they want you to compare. Okay. Then trend. You also know when they start talking about time. Okay, we want to know profit month over month.
Okay.
Profit month to date or profit year over year. We want to compare our profit last year to our profit this year or year to date. Something like that. So it is these are important parameters that businesses look at to actually track how they are performing, like real-time changes. And anything that has to do with dates, I always advise line charts, anything that has to do with dates.
Okay.
So stack area chart and line charts. Yeah, I always do all this. I go to Power BI, you see. So you will see that almost everything on this first row are for comparison.
Okay.
And most things on this second row are to show trends. These are location-based analysis.
Okay.
Map. You know. So, for example, I can choose this cluster color, and I want to show profit by market. If I go to my orders table, I will expand it. I will go and look at the profit column. So we have our x-axis and y-axis. I will drag the profit into my y-axis. Note, most time, depending on the chart type, your numeric values go on your y-axis, y-text value go on your x-axis, right?
Okay.
So I want to see it by market. Market in this context is region, which is going on my x-axis. So at a glance, you can see that we are now seeing what? Profit by market. So we can see, so I can go to format your visual and put on the data labels. So I can see what profit we are making across continents. Europe leading, Asia Pacific, US and Canada, Africa, and that's where you can see where Europe led the chart, while Africa has the least sales, and the sales of Europe is almost twice the sales of Latin America. I mean, yeah, Latin America, Latin, you know. Um, yeah, it's unbelievable that US and Canada is also not a top profit making country for our company. So Europe, followed by Asia Pacific, you know, this is you comparing, okay?
Mm.
And let's say we want to see event over time. I cannot choose one of these. I can choose this, and I can say I want to see profit by year. Where's my order date? So if you notice, you see this date icon, and if you expand it, you see the date hierarchy. Expand it again, you see year, month, quarter. So I can put year. So this is showing me that over year, our profit has actually been climbing throughout the entire 2012 to 2015. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is powerful because if I use this chart here, you don't actually see that growth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But if I use line, it show you how it actually trending. You see that there is a big jump from year to year. A line chart will not show much of that. You just see not that much. You understand? Show
Yeah.
that we pay for.
Mm.
So but this shows some level of depth, especially if I go ahead and make this month. Actually, if you are a senior executive, the first question you ask is what happened in July? You understand?
Yeah.
So it catches attention very quickly, and unlike tó bá yẹ pé mo lo irú nǹkan báyìí, ṣe rí i pé ó pamọ́.
Yeah.
It's I mean it indeed drop, but one will not know that it's one. I mean, everything you pay okay gap to line, but that's not the case. So
Mm.
this is why we use things like this, which shows line chart or area chart shows us that kind of depth we want to see and help us to create that sense of urgency. So, I mean, in that situation, you don't want to use something like this. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes I see charts like this and I don't reckon with them simply because nobody can look at this one and and see any meaningful insight in 5 seconds. If somebody cannot look at your report and see take away insight in 5 seconds, to look at it and say, oh, this is the struggle. So it means they have to take their time to look at this, look at the color code, and come back because it is too much. So donut chart or pie charts, sorry, are to be used where the variables are not much. For example, 3, 2, 3, 4 variables.
Okay.
But in this instance, no. It's a no. So you cannot put dates in, this kind of chart. Table, yeah, table can fly as well, but table works well or better for something like this. So if the value is not too much, actually, when the value is at this small, table still work fine because there is no point using table and having 50, 100 rows. It doesn't make any difference from what you have here. By the time you populate your table to become 100 rows or 50 rows or whatever. So if you are using table, make sure it's for something as small as this.
Where is the table icon? Where did you see the?
Olele,
Okay.
yeah, table name.
Okay.
This is matrix. Also, I will also teach you about matrix. So the essence of matrix is to combine what was it called? To combine, it's very powerful to combine what you can see. So for example, these are continents, and if I drag region under it, so you are able to see hierarchy, different reports at different hierarchies. So actually nǹkan tó ṣe ó bá mi fi plot sí ó máa wá kó gbogbo country tó wà London Europe síbẹ̀ fún I mean gbogbo region tó wà London Europe, so I can see what happened in Western Europe, Northern Europe, like ṣe ti rí báyìí,
Yeah.
rather than just seeing Europe. If I want to go another level, I want to say, okay, I want to see country under each of those region. So tí mo bá tún fi country sí, where is country? So mo bá fi country síbí, then there will now be 3 layers. Western Europe, what are the countries under Western Europe? France, Germany, Austria, Belgium, it will be mine.
Okay.
So, and I think I can also actually expand it to so that's kò ní kàn wà lábẹ́ ara wọn lọ. I will have region, country, and you're able to see all of this. So all these are, yeah, you use them for simple, something like this. So in a nutshell, stacked column. So when we are trying to pass or put multiple information in one. So let's say we want to see profit by category and by year, for example. So no, is it year? I can see profit by category and region. Let me see. So if I do have so I will select Sherry stack column only percentage, but this is stack column without percentage. That's the one we want to look at. I want to look at profit by category or sales. My profit Fernando. We look at sales. We can look at category. We can look at category. And then I can put year in the legend. So tí mo bá gbé kíní wá sálẹ̀ yẹn máa rí legend yẹn. So where I can put year. Ẹ ti rí báyẹn. So that way, I normally I could use 3 charts or 2 charts to show this information. But with this, I'm using one chart to show it, which means eléyìí sọ fún mi pé 2012 says wa gbogbo sales ta ní between 2012 and 2015 èdè. So for furniture ní 2012, furniture ta 756,000, 2013 858, 2014 1.1 million, 2015 1.3 million. Ṣé ti rí báyìí?
Okay.
So we can do, and of course we can have an analysis that we say sales by category and then sales by year. So this is like two KPI in a single report. So this is you combining KPIs together. That's how composition works. And I think the donut chart is also some sort of composition, but giving us a very small overview. So we can have something like this. And category. And your value, sales. That's a quick order. Let's see how many people, the number of order quantity sold across those categories. Order ID. Now we do distinct count or count. Count of order ID. So category wo làwọn èèyàn ti order product jù ẹ ti báyìí. So ṣe rí gbogbo bíbá yìí òun ni formatting tools. Ṣe rí pé ibẹ̀ ni mo ti ń format each of the chart.
Okay.
Right? Individual chart. So tẹ́ bá ti click format your visual, ó máa fún mi ní access yẹn. So for example, legend tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ I can turn it off pé mi ò fẹ́ kó wà ń bẹ̀. Ìgbà tí mo bá fẹ́ kó wà ń bẹ̀, báwo màá ṣe mọ each category? Màá lọ sí data labels. Outside náà ló wà, but mo fẹ́ kó show gbogbo data, all data labels, instead of showing nǹkan tó ń show fún mi sí ni the value and the percentage of total. Ṣé ti rí? Nǹkan tó ń show fún mi nìyẹn. Ó show pé office supply ni àwọn èèyàn order jù, but ẹ rí pé kò sí ibi label. So tí mo bá mú all data labels, ó ti show ẹ̀ báyìí. Office supply 31,000 order, 61%. So office supplies made 61% of our total order, which is huge, right? Followed by technology, 19 or 20%, followed by furniture by 19% as well. Ṣé rí pé eléyìí torí pé nǹkan mẹ́ta pé ló wà nú ẹ̀.
Ó better.
Láàárín 2 seconds 3 seconds ẹ̀yin gan ẹ ti lè ka gbogbo everything. So that is why these chart selection are important for data storytelling, because you are able to carry your audience along. Lose one. So scatter plot is not very common, but of course, we are looking for location síbẹ̀, where we have map and etc. So, but yeah, those are the major ones. We hardly use the Google chart or scatter plot. You want to, when you have a lot of distribution and you want to look for an outlier, for example, so you only look at scatter chart I want to look at, let's say, for example, it's not very perfect, but I'll see what I can use. Mm. Make sure it does very perfect. Yeah, so remove values to display X and Y axis. So this data sample is not perfect for displaying. So the máa ń ṣe fún wa ni for example, if there is one very high sales, níbi tí àwọn other sales wà clustered sí, it will kind of show us the outliers, or irú kí ká máa ní average sales around the bíbá kí ọ̀kan wá ló wà ní ìbàyí pátá, you know, something like that. So, but yeah, that's what that does actually. Like I said, not a good data to show that. Let me see, customer ID. Yeah, not a good data to show that. But yeah, that's how it's working practical. The essence of all of this is understanding. So if I give an assignment, for example, you look at that assignment, is it a date related something? You know that you are using line chart or area chart or whatever. Is it to compare? You know what you are using? Is it to show what you call location? So, for example, you want to see sales by country, you choose this field map, any of the map, as the case may be, and you can look at, let's say, profit by country. By country. So, and I think, is this the one that allows us to put bubble? I think one of them allows to put. Okay, yeah, this is the one we can use bubble for. So it sort of shows, yeah, sum of profit, where we have the biggest profit, and where you see some small, very small, but where is Africa on this place? Yeah, so you can zoom it and see what yeah, and see what profit we are having across different regions. Zoom and zoom and zoom and zoom and you see. Let me. The bubble size is looking all the same to me now. So profit is what it says. So let's revise it. These are big profit. Country offering big profit, and then I'll do over small profit clearly. Return. So you can zoom on it and say Papaya Guinea, or what's it called? New Guinea. I think there is one for Africa too. I don't know, okay, Kenya, Africa, no. Nigeria, no. So, you know, you have a chart like this which your user can interact with efficiently. And also from this, for example, so for example, I think we can. So, shall I format chart here? I'm coming to format your chart. So, my very XY axis, I come back to this build visual. I get.
Okay.
So, and I think from here, no, sorry, which one here? So yeah, anyway, from here, the slices, I could change the color. So say technology, I want technology to be yellow. It's why. So there are a lot of things to do right here with that format visual, right? If I'm here, I could say you can look at the map settings. Do you want the labels on country and region, auto zoom, control, world map, navigation? A lot of things can be done here. Marker layer. I think I can do that. Heat map. I want heat map. I can see people do heat map. 3D column. Yeah. Traffic layer. So I think I can also do conditional formatting for it, for the color. So a lot that can be done here under your map settings. Map, yeah, map connected to it as well. So share any question?
No, mo sọ̀rọ̀ rárá.
Okay, so
Gbogbo
I
àwọn
think we
data
have
ńlá
talked
ńlá
about
yẹn sìn báyìí bí la máa ti format ẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tébù ńlá ńlá ta import yẹn. Àwọn tébù tá a bá import ńlá ńlá láti bí àwọn website yẹn for example, ṣé bí la máa ti gbé wọn sórí visuals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you see that Power BI is very interactive. So about click anything, right? It affects everything, right?
Okay.
So, pé tí mo ṣe click eléyìí technology, ẹ wo nọ́mbà yìí 1.4 million tó gbé wáyé. Tí mo bá click eléyìí nìkan ó ti change sí 518, right? Tí mo bá click eléyìí ó ti change sí 663. Tí mo bá click eléyìí 285. So Power BI is very, very interactive. Of course, you can also set it, you can set a particular visual not to respond to that interactivity. So this formatting is very essential because it's where you do almost everything you need to do and make your chart look really good. And so because I talk about what was it called? Format your visuals. Gbogbo wíbà yẹn dey explore to change color, to add data labels. Bó ti fi label sí. Instead tó yẹ pé tí n bá ṣe so kíní tẹ̀ ń wò yìí 2tip là ń pè 2tip. This white stuff tó ń gbé category office supply kankan wáyé is called 2tip.
2tip.
2tip, yeah.
Okay, 2tip, okay.
Yeah, so but instead of me to wait to over before I can see the information, pé nígbà tí o sí data label ó sì ń gbé wá náà. Category furniture, yeah, kìnìkan, right? But mo ti mọ̀ pé furniture ló wà sálẹ̀ mi báyìí. Yeah ni mi ò ní rí. But yeah, color náà ti fún mi ní yeah. But I will not know the exact iye tí ó jẹ́ mi báyìí. I just have this one which is randomized. Ẹ pé gap wà láàrin. But once I put on the data labels, at a glance I can see everything. At everybody. Without having to over on it to see the 2tip. So this part formatting is very powerful. That is, if you want to format a visual, you gbọ́dọ̀ click lórí visual yẹn. Tẹ́ bá ti parí business pẹ̀lú visual yẹn, you gbọ́dọ̀ click on a blank canvas before you bring in another thing. otherwise tí mo bá wà lórí ilé rẹ̀ tí mi ò tí on click ẹ̀ tí mo wá lọ select something like this
Ó máa change
ṣe
ẹ̀.
rí pé ó ti change ẹ̀ fún mi so I can undo and make sure that I click on blank canvas before I do any other thing. Now, if, for example, I just want to design the canvas itself, not any of the visual, me only click any visual. I make sure I'm on a blank canvas. I will then go to this place, format your report page, which means the entire page, like formatting here. I'll click on that. So that's my page information, canvas settings, canvas background. So I want to format this. Canvas background mi mo fẹ́ fi image ẹ lè fi image sí or bá yẹ pé color lè fẹ́ fi sí I want to put color and I want the color to be this ẹ rí pé ẹ̀kan ò change so tẹ́ bá lọ wo transparency 100% ló wà so you have to reduce it ẹ ti rí báyìí so that allow you to see how each of those visuals are sitting on your report so àgbẹ̀tẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ gan àti ẹ̀mọ́ bọ́n ṣe jókòó bọ́n ṣe súnmọ́ra wọn tó.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have something like that, which allow you, this sort of view. You understand? So yes, so you can then have some sort of proper arrangement.
Okay.
Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ remove chat kan ẹ máa click ẹ báyìí ẹ máa mú 3 dots yẹn ẹ máa click lórí 3 dots yẹn remove ó ti lọ nìyẹn. So for example I can say well I want all these visual to have the same length and width. It doesn't always happen in that scenario. ẹ lè drag ẹ báyìí ẹ rí pé ó ti mú same width but not the same height. So to ensure that ẹ lè click lórí one of them ẹ lọ sí format of visual ẹ rí pé àti ì lọ sí general yàtọ̀ so ẹ lè click lórí general and click on property. It is height 262 width 416 eléyìí 326 416 so màá fòun náà sí 262 so wọ́n ti jọ wà ní same height báyìí same height same width ẹ ti rí báyìí so and then irú naming again by default ṣe rí orúkọ tó ń jẹ́ count of order id by category that's a very poor naming right so the kind of naming that this should be having is total order by category total order by product category so a lè edit ẹ ní ibi báyìí. Yeah, I'll click a drop down here and say
rename.
Total, rename for this visual. Total order by product category. Right? So, I'll rename. So, a tún wá lè rename ẹ ní ibi general náà. So, come to title. Where ó ti wà ní total order by product category. So, a lè rename ẹ níbi tí mo ti ṣe yẹn or ká rename ẹ bí báyìí. So, àwa wò pé center ni ó yẹ kí kíní yẹn bọ́ sí. Ibi sí center bí báyìí. Àìsàn pé black kọ́ ló yẹ kó jẹ́ ká fún ní color yìí. Or this one. ẹ jẹ́ kó bold. Ṣé ti rí báyìí?
Yeah,
So
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
you can do all sort of formatting in this place. Alright, a tún lè fún ní background gan. Title. Yeah, we can give the title a background. Background color ṣé ti rí?
Okay.
Ẹ fẹ́ kó jẹ́ nǹkan báyìí. Background color yẹn kó jẹ́ nǹkan báyìí. No, text color ti change, so background color méjì ń change background color mi ṣé ti rí báyìí. This is not looking good though. I don't do things like this, but mo kàn jẹ́ kẹ́ rí the possibilities tí a lè ṣe, because if it become too colorful, it doesn't look mature. So one thing is that if you are building report, there are two things to consider. If the report has to consider people with disability, so
Okay.
there's something they call WCAG, Web Content Accessibility, whatever. So which
Okay.
means if somebody has color blindness, do you consider them in your report? Irú ohun tá a ṣe yín sìn, if you work for somebody with color blindness, because we put enough color, right? So however, tó bá yẹ pé mo fẹ́ ṣe report yìí ní pé bóyá standard analyst report or whatever, mi ò ní mú yellow mọ́ blue rárá. I will only use a shade of blue. You understand?
Okay.
I will only use a shade of blue. So technology, so my technology will also be a shade of blue. Like mo ti ní, okay, the same blue làwọn eléyìí. So I have to go and look for another shade of blue. No, blue kọ́. Ẹ ti rí báyìí. So but ẹni tó bá ní color blindness, we find it difficult differentiating this from this. Ṣé get
Okay.
it? So or I just go and look at the kí lorúkọ ẹ̀, this same blue, but mo lè sọ pé more colors. So they actually should more colors. And then get it? One can have different shade of blue. So bá a ṣe máa ń lo different shade of blue nìyẹn. But ẹni tó bá ní color blindness, we likely see just one single color here.
Okay.
So there are a lot to cover. So play around this general thing, the general itself. The background, the chart itself can have background for the general anyway. So which I also don't do. I don't like it. So each visual can have a border, okay? So elephant border. And then ever she increase the weight electionally, it will go to a visible. But also I don't also usually like giving chat border. I don't turn it on. So one thing I do though is that Molekuni shadow. Ṣé ti rí shadow yẹn? Ó jẹ́ kí
Okay.
demarcation wà ní etí yẹn. Ẹ ti rí. I like to do this. Ṣé rí pé lè yóò rí bẹ́ẹ̀? So I can also go and give it shadow in general. Give it shadow. So ẹ lè jẹ́ kó wà nínú bottom right anywhere lè fi sí inside. Tó bá wà ní inside ẹ rí pé ó jẹ́ kí kíní kó ń bákan.
Okay.
Ẹ get it? Ẹ rí pé ó ní different view yàtọ̀ sí eléyìí. Tí mo bá fi eléyìí sí position yẹn. Tí mo bá fi sí outside, ṣe rí pé wọ́n ti ní same feel. So I mean these are the sort of things you can do around formatting your report and even the background itself. So you can then go ahead and have something like this. On the size somehow. Because this is a chart, sometimes we make it bigger. So sometimes we just make it bigger. But sometimes we dedicate a page for it. Ẹ̀rí mo ṣe ń drag ẹ̀, so àwọn angle yìí tẹ́ bá ti fi kíní tó bá ti flat báyìí ẹ máa fi drag ẹ̀.
Okay.
So something like this. So and you just make sure that the report page is very organized. Kì í ṣe pé tí a gbogbo chat máa wá tóbi jura wọn lọ necessarily, and they are not
Okay,
aligned.
láti rhyme, okay.
So I pray this is giving it. If you look at probably some other previous report, Shetiri, it make it look appealing. Make it look appealing. You can
Àwọn
put in
tòkè yẹn
card
kọ́
as well.
àwọn yẹn kọ́.
Kí lẹ sọ?
Àwọn 930 million 6 billion naira yẹn kọ́ báwo lẹ ṣe ṣe àwọn area
Yeah,
code
those
yẹn
are
tó bá ti máa
cards.
débẹ̀.
They are cards. So it's part of what I was saying. Some stakeholders are not interested in all of these things. They just want to see numbers.
Okay.
So if you are dealing with stakeholders like that for their sake, so they look like the sort of summary you want to give certain stakeholders, right? So
Okay.
it's card. So when I reduce it, so they contain majorly metrics. So I want to see the total profit. So Emma, you try to put the major.
Okay.
You go past simple card it, you have multiple cleansing. Or you multiple KPI. And if it says it's and if you profit and if you order CPI, and if you total number of customers, then take a lot of items now.
Okay.
And if you ẹ rí i pé order ID ni mò ń lò fún order, because that is how to know how many order we made. So màá lo count, 51,000 order processed. Customer mélòó la ní? I can also put customer, and customer ID ní ó jẹ́ ká mọ iye customer ta ní, right? So but nǹkan tí màá ṣe ni pé ẹ rí i pé ó ń gbé AA wá, which is nítorí pé text value ni, or mix of text value and numbers. So màá wá click lórí drop down yẹn, màá wá sọ pé count.
Okay.
So but again, màá kẹ́ fi yàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin count àti count distinct. Ṣé ẹ ti rí báyìí? So kí lẹ notice nípa ẹ̀?
Mo feel pé this count of customer ID yẹn, first of all, the count of order ID shows the total customer orders that we received, but the count of customer ID shows the unique
customers, exactly.
Yeah, because it's possible for one customer to have multiple orders, so
exactly.
But the unique customers, yeah.
Yeah, to get it by. So yeah, although card ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo lò yìí, I mean it's a new card, otherwise ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ni ó máa gbà tẹ́lẹ̀. So bí mo ṣe kọ́kọ́ mẹ́yọ̀ kan yẹn, màá wá kọ́kọ́ ṣe fi anything bá fẹ́ fi sí, I can now copy and paste it and remove other values. I get.
Okay.
So ẹ jẹ́ kí n wo country now, let me see. I put country there láti mọ iye country tá a ti ń operate. So ẹ rí pé category lọ gbé sí màá fi sí value. Ó pé Afghanistan because Afghanistan is the first country nínú kíní yẹn. And then I will also say count. Báwo ni count these things? Ẹ ti rí báyìí. Because individual row tẹ́ bá lo count individual row ló ń kà.
Okay.
Níbi data set yẹn. So but the moment tẹ́ bá fi count this thing sí pé má ka country kan lẹ́ẹ̀mejì o. The only time tó bá ọkọ nìkan ni kò kà fún mi. So it means we have our store or our business across 165 countries.
Okay.
So yeah. And then we can also have we can have a slicer. Slicer in la máa fi wo so you can have for example year in a slicer. You can have year. So pé ẹni yẹn fẹ́ wo performance over time. So there is this. Then I drag it. So which will show between 2012 and 2013. Ìkọ́tà. So tí ò bá pọ̀, ẹ tún lè format slicer náà. Format your visual. Pé mi ò fẹ́ kó jẹ́ between. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ tile. Ẹ ti rí báyìí.
Okay.
So màá lè ṣẹlẹ̀ 2012 lásán. 2013 lásán. 2014. 2015. Ẹ ti rí.
Okay.
Ẹ lè ṣe ní drop down. So ṣe rí pé from the rough place láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rí pé ó ti ń look like a solid report báyìí.
Right.
So this is how powerful your ability to make well-designed reports with powerful data storytelling. You understand? And you make sure that each of the charts does not stress your user to get key takeaway in at least the first 5 seconds.
Okay.
So, as well, give this shadow as well. Before the shadow, so that they all have the shadow. So this can be formatted as well. So number call out values. I'm already apply setting to share customer money or sum of profit. You know, profit. Color color rẹ more color tẹ wàá rí color tẹ wọn ẹ máa mú more color ẹ máa wá select range color yẹn kó jẹ́ green, right? So which means you can independently ó ti wà láàrin báyìí ẹ lè independently format each of them. So label ẹ fẹ́ kí label náà bold wọ́n láì pé òun ti dà ní black color yẹn, right? So tó bá jẹ́ pé òun lè fẹ́ fún ní other color tẹ máa jẹ́ kí sum of product lọ́wọ́ fún rẹ̀ wà ní black as the case may be, you still fine. So a lot of things can be done yeah with your formatting. Any visual at all can be formatted. So but ẹ jẹ́ kí n wò bóyá mo ti cover kò ní fẹ́ cover. So visual chart selection factor, formatting. Okay, so get there. We actually need 5 minutes. See, 5 10 minutes. So that would mean so and we can also sometimes you will see some reports where you will see arrow pẹ̀lú tí profit bá wà negative, there will be
Okay.
green arrow, and tó bá wà positive negative, there will be red. Tó bá wà positive, there will be green. I think we'll do that next class. But of course, we can
Mà
we
like
can
visual map yìí country yìí. Àbẹ́rẹ́ bó ṣe ń move, bẹ́ ṣe ń change yìí ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń reflect ló ń ṣe get.
yeah. Power BI is very interactive, very very interactive. So I like it. Tablet mo kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lò, but in fact many companies are even moving from tablet to Power BI. Anybody one learn tablet sí ibi pé wọ́n kàn waste time. But sometimes you still see it in some job description, but they will say ability to use either Power BI or Tableau. And who is interested in using Tableau? So let's say I'm now building this report for Tesco. I know I've overloaded this page, otherwise let me remove this. So let me say I'm building this report for Tesco, and I'm saying okay, I want to import Tesco logo.
Okay.
Because mo rí pé ó yẹ kẹ́ ti rí logo lára wọn. So I can go and download.
Okay.
Ṣé Tesco nìyẹn jọ ní àbí Adi? Wọ́n yẹ kí mo ti ní Adi logo already. So ẹ kàn type Adi logo JPG. So for example, ẹ lè click lórí ẹ̀. Mi ò like white background tó lọ nìyẹn. Mo máa ń fẹ́ eléyìí tí ò ní background kankan. White background ṣe tó láti ní kí wọ́n fi white background. So mo máa ń like èyí tí ò ní background so that I lè blend. Okay, something like this. Màá ní save image as. Actually, PNG or JPEG will be fine.
Okay.
So tí mo bá lọ sí, mo ti download ẹ̀ báyẹn. Tí mo bá padà sí Power BI, màá lọ sí insert image. So ó sọ pé kí n lọ síbi style, kí n lọ mú image yẹn wá. Màá lọ síbi style. Màá sọ pé upload image. Right? I will browse the image. Add the logo. Màá select it. Enter. So ẹ ṣe pé kò ní background, which is beautiful. So màá reduce the size here. Mo lè gbà sí ibẹ̀. Although ó kéré ṣá.
Okay.
Yeah, it's small. Too small. Too small, papa. So but tí o bá ti ní background, it will be fine anywhere. But I don't like it because it will interrupt whatever I want to do. But what I come to download or content tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ mú yẹn.
Okay.
Browse image. Adi òun lélẹ̀. Pé lè tóbi bọ̀ òun kò ní background ni. But tí n bá fẹ́ minimize, tí n bá fẹ́ reduce eléyìí, ó sì ẹ̀rí.
Okay.
Ó sì dúró dáadáa. So I can then say Audi, so I can bring it a shape to bring it a box. So shape náà mo lè so màá tún lọ síbi style color ẹ̀ mo lè sọ pé kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ kóun náà ní grey color bíi background wa originally màá wá lọ síbi border kó má ní border ṣe ti rí gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ so níbi action ok no ibi style náà ni níbi style mo tún ní text ṣe é pé text wà off màá tọ̀nà ẹ̀ on so mo lè lo text box but text box yìí mo máa ń ní wàhálà mo máa ń ní mi ò like text box so this is text box I can use it but I'm using a shape to create a text box màá lọ pé RD annual report annual sales report sales report mi ò tiẹ̀ ríra gan torí kọ́lọ̀ tí ó ń fi sí sales report màá jẹ́ kó bold ẹ jẹ́ kí n mú white no jẹ́ kí n mú kọ́lọ̀ yìí annual RD annual sales report so màá jẹ́ kó tóbi gan so that a fi close mọ́ icon logo tí mo download ẹ ti rí báyìí so easily one can read it and say RD annual sales report ẹ ti rí báyìí and then you have a beautiful report made already so ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé abúlé hide the other pages tí ò ní print yẹ fún mi so to export it to Power BI so tí mo bá fún yín lásán báyẹn pé ẹ fẹ́ submit ẹ fún mi.
Okay.
Èmi ò sure pé yóò ṣe but let me try so let's say a ti parí report yẹn ẹ wá fẹ́ submit assignment yìí so you just go to file tẹ bá ẹ tí ì save ẹ but ẹ ní láti save ẹ first of all èmi ti save ẹ ní kọ 3 tẹ́rí yẹn ẹ máa ṣe save as ẹ save ẹ anywhere tẹ bá fẹ́ so after saving it you do still do your file export to PDF so gbogbo pages yẹn ló máa fẹ́ generate mo ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ so ẹ ti rí
what the pages àbí.
méjì náà ló generate fún mi so àwọn èyí tí mo hide yẹn ṣe ti rí pé kò generate wọn.
so àwọn wẹ̀rẹ̀ hide ṣáwọn tàti àwọn tí tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ àbí.
mo hide àwọn ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mi ò rántí hide eléyìí torí ẹ̀ ló fi gbé wá but ẹ ti rí pé méjì péré ló gbé wá and we have more than 2 pages there but at least ẹ rí pé ó ti save as PDF so ẹ kàn download ẹ save as and then fi sí bóyá download àwọn anywhere tí bá fi sí ẹ dẹ̀ share pẹ̀lú mi and that's how I'll be able to see it. So I will stop here. The essence of this is to be able to familiarize. So I produce the same thing we're producing by. That will be your assignment. Watch the video and produce exactly what I've produced. The essence is just to familiarize yourself with the Power BI tool.
All right, sir.
We are not doing the real analysis now.
All right, sir.
So, tẹ́ bá notice pé àwọn pages wọ̀nyí kò gbé gbogbo àwọn wọ̀nyí wá because I eat them. So tẹ́ bá publish a report nǹkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kí user rí nìkan ló máa rí. So tẹ́ bá ti on hide báyìí ẹ rí i pé ó ti wà visible.
Okay.
Hide it again and yeah, it's hidden. So any questions so far?
No, at least mo follow that. So yeah,
Okay.
something like this. But mo níṣẹ́ ní Friday, so mi ní lè wà available class ní Friday.
Yeah, that's okay.
Mo ní shift ní Friday. But màá ṣe assignment màá forward ẹ̀ sí yín tí n bá ti parí ẹ̀.
Okay. If there's any challenge,